That time already then. Time for a new perfume video. That's better. Okay, now I'm ready. Hello, good morning. It's me, Nora, from high school. It has been a hot minute since high school, has it not? My apologies for falling off the face of the earth, but we're back. We are looking very dark, very academia, which works because, as I'm sure you know, today's video is my favorite dark academia perfumes. Now, I don't care if you think that dark academia is trendy or cringy or chuggy, whatever fucking word is being used these days. It's cool. Okay, it's cute, it's vintage, it's intellectual, and the aesthetic is kind of fire. Speaking of fire, I did blow out my candles because there's a curtain here and I don't have a fire extinguisher. So no time to waste, no time to dilly-dally. We are young students at a beautiful British university studying classics. We have no time to waste. There's been a murder, someone's falling in love. It's dark academia, okay? I have attempted to give some order to this video as an academic. Dark academia subcategories, if you will. I don't really know if that's the right term. I know some of these are more commonly known than others. Some of them I really just made up and I don't really know if they're gonna work, but I think it'll be fun, just trying to evoke a different vibe, get some different scents that aren't all just like books and library smells. But I do, of course, have a few of those too. I have tried to limit each category to only having 1 or 2 or 3 scents because obviously this video is already gonna be really long. I do have a tendency to ramble. So without further ado, let us just flip through the pages of the dark academia perfumes. Let us put our noses into the aged paper and inhale the wisdom and knowledge of those that came before. So join me on this dark and academic adventure. Who knows where it will lead us? Who knows where we will end up? Chapter 1, Classic Academia. To me, classic academia is beautiful sunlit libraries on a chilly autumn morning. It's sticking your nose in a big old book. It's fountain pens, it's tartan and plaid, it's androgynous, it's wise, it's a little sexy, it's a little dark. So I have chosen 3 perfumes for classic academia. However, 2 of them are very similar, and one of them I don't have. So we're starting off with a bang. So the first perfume that I have is called Bibliophilia. I know, love of books. Great fucking name for a perfume. This fragrance is by Cobalt Designs. They are one of my new favorite perfume houses. I have such a high hit rate with them. I should also probably try and make these reviews slightly brief, so I apologize if I'm not going too in depth, but you know, I got shit to do. So, Bibliophilia, the vanillic scent of aging paper, the tang of fresh ink, venerable bookshelves of oak and mahogany, a sweet trace of pipe tobacco, an undercurrent of faded leather. Also, Cobalt Designs does have intentions with their fragrances. It's really cool. So this one says, wear this subtle potion to invoke spirits of arcane knowledge and empower your perceptions. Which is exactly what dark academia is. I mean, we could stop here, basically. We're not going to, but we could. Oh god, this is so good. Oh my god. I know that this is every video I just sit here losing my mind over these, but whatever. When I first got this bottle, I did not like it. It smelled really plasticky. It smelled kind of like gasoline. It's been resting for about a month. Oh my god. It is books and paper. Oh my god. It's like almost makes me emotional. It feels like visiting, you know, my granddad and him pulling out these beautiful old books and just like breathing in the paper. While the top notes are vanilla forward, there's a woody, papery, kind of dry, warm undercurrent that keeps everything from being gourmand. Like, it's not really gourmand. I'm gonna put some, oh my god, I just can't believe how much it smells like paper and books. It's amazing. Absolutely an androgynous scent. You could wear this no matter who you are. If this is kind of your vibe, highly recommend. Nuit Cobalt Designs Bibliophilia. Also, great name. Great name. Of course, I had to pick stuff with good names. The other one that I mentioned that I don't currently have is called Forbidden Library, which is also by Nuit Cobalt Designs. I'm going to read you the notes. A spooky rendition of our beloved bibliophilia, the nanolic scent of aging paper infused with ceremonial incense, venerable bookshelves of black oak and sweet Himalayan cedarwood, a hint of mossy stone, and an undercurrent of faded suede. So it actually uses bibliophilia as a base, and they've added some notes to make it like darker and spookier. But yeah, I wanted to include that because bibliophilia really feels like an afternoon in the library. And I think Forbidden Library is like, we snuck into the restricted section at Hogwarts, and so I wanted to mention that one because I think it's really cool that there's like a light and dark version. And the second/third classic academia fragrance is by Poésie. And if you are in the community, you might know that Poésie just put out an entire dark academia themed line of 6 fragrances. I did buy all of them, and it took everything in me not to just talk about them exclusively. I'll link them below, but yeah, they're great. Yet to be written. A warm cup of cinnamon chestnut black tea, stacks of books, white oud, ink-stained fingers, a wisp of black amber. In the bottle, it is a little bit more gourmand and has that sweet amber scent. So on the skin, it's much less sweet than in the bottle. So again, please give everything a chance on your skin before you judge it. The chestnut and tea notes are very forward on my skin. Another very androgynous scent. This one smells like dark brown chestnut leather bound books. Like it really evokes a warmth, but has quite a masculine edge to it, which personally I love. I really like how this fragrance is quite androgynous over time. In the course of half an hour or so, this will warm up and have that like warm amber and that little bit of vanilla page scent, so it's really beautiful. And those are my picks for Classic Academia. Chapter 2, Ancient Academia. So in my mind, Ancient Academia is the sprawling grand history that's behind all of the books and the learning. There is this tradition and this shared knowledge from generations ago. So for this, there's literally no way I could not mention my ultimate holy grail fragrance ever, the perfume that in some ways did actually change my life because I think it spurred me forward to continue in the world of indie perfumes. This is Basilica by Solstice Scents. And if you've watched any of my past videos, you might know that this is it for me. Like, I love this so much. I bought 5 bottles of it. And I have 4 left. Like, I love it. Basilica by Solstice Scents. Labdanum, vanilla, frankincense, rosewood, myrrh, hinquoy wood, sandalwood, and galbanum. Lots of woods. I literally don't even know how to talk about this fragrance without like getting actually emotional. I'll give you a brief story. I grew up in churches. My mom is a minister, and when I first smelled this the first time, I like teared up. Like, it smells like my childhood. It smells like a comfort space to me. I'm not religious, but the smell of churches has just always been the most wonderful thing. And I think it relates to dark academia. Churches are typically the oldest building in any city, and that's pretty cool. It's like church and university, you know? This scent just smells like beautiful old wood and incense and perfection. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I mean, it could also kind of evoke bookshelves and stuff, but really the incense used does evoke this ancient church, this history, this beauty, this sort of quiet, and it's so special, and I love it so much. I know that's not a very in-depth review. I'm gonna put this up here. You can pause it to read it if you want. This was my like very first Reddit review on the Indie Makeup and More subreddit, and I talk about Basilica. And I just like blubber about it. So if you want to read that, it is there. Now on to chapter 3, Cozy Academia. So I have 2 fragrances for Cozy Academia. They are both houses I've mentioned before, but screw it. They're good, so I'm just gonna mention them. So the first fragrance that I have for Cozy Academia is Copper Fox by Nuit Cobalt Designs. A shrewd blend for wit, resourcefulness, and acumen, warm chai with steamed almond milk, nestled in nestled in sumptuous cashmere. I can't fucking say this. Nestled in sumptuous cashmere. Crimson musk, sarsaparilla, and budding birch. The name alone. So cozy academia, in my mind, is warm, oversized sweaters and big cups of tea, reading your favorite book curled up in a little reading nook, dappled sunlight, snow, falling leaves. You know, it's just like, it's the academia, but it's more cozy. It's a little dark, but it's more cozy. In the bottle, this is a lot sweeter than any of the other fragrances, and the birch and sarsaparilla at first make it smell like root beer. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Those notes always smell like root beer on me, but they do fade very quickly when you put it on your skin. So after about 10 seconds of drying, the root beer-esque note is gone on my skin, at least. And what you are left with is the warmest cup of chai tea. Not hot. It's not like too hot. Like this is the perfect temperature for drinking. There is actually this almond note that I'm just now picking up. I think the last time I tried it, it hadn't developed enough. So the almond note is actually interesting. It does add a nuttiness, but more importantly for me, I'm not the biggest fan of like milk scents. There are a lot of like steamed milk, condensed milk notes in perfume, and they're not bad, but sometimes they go a bit sour on me and I don't really like it. Also, I don't drink milk, so it feels a bit weird. I'm actually really pleased about the almond milk note because not only does it not smell like sour milk, it also adds this like earthy nuttiness to what otherwise is quite a sweet fragrance. I'm also not gonna lie to you, I love me a cashmere note. I know that sounds like it's not a real thing, but it is, and it adds this sort of fuzziness, and I don't know another way to describe that. It literally is fuzzy. It's a fuzzy, warm scent. The musk and birch and the almond note really do ground this, but it is sweet. But the spice in the chai balances it so nicely. It's just, it feels like warm orange, beauty, sunlight, gorgeous. And the second fragrance that I have chosen for cozy academia is Poésie's Library Ghost. Studious marshmallows surrounded by books, ink, and polished wood. Great, simple classic. So this was a free sample. I was not expecting to fall in love with it, but this is the best sleep scent. I love it. I love it so much. Oh, it's really nice. It just smells warm. It smells warm. It's a simpler scent. It definitely does have a touch of that like book woodish earthy note, but the marshmallow is lovely. It's just a lovely comforting scent. It might also be a nice fragrance for those who are a little nervous about trying out something that has like a book or wood note in it, like if you're not used to that. It's simple, like it only has a few notes, but it's done very well. It's really nice. To me, this fragrance is like curling up in bed, you know it's past your bedtime, you've got your candle lit, you've got your favorite book, you're snuggling in, maybe there's a ghost. They're not here to hurt you, they want to hear your stories. Next chapter, Winter Academia. Now I know, what is that? I don't know, Winter Academia? But hear me out. Hogwarts in the snow. Uniformed boys running around throwing snowballs. That is the vibe. It's cold, it's a little cozy, but it's mysterious and it's spooky and it's academia. Basically, it's this picture. This is the picture I was going for. I should have just put this one up. That's basically what it is. So the fragrance I have chosen for Winter Academia is Stereoplasm Snow on Stone. Frozen December soil, valerian root, black cohosh, crushed pearl, lake ice, and ambergris. This is the dark in Dark Academia, okay? You know there's always a murder. There's always a spooky winter. And this is it, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really know what cohosh is. What does pearl smell like? I don't know. This is a totally different scent profile from the ones that we've had so far. This is gray, slate, a touch of emerald, velvet. This is white snow in a black sky. This is moody. It's very cold. And it's very androgynous, but definitely leaning masculine. I really don't know how to describe this. I might have to find someone else's review and put it up because this scent eludes me, but I love it. It smells cold and planty and fucking cool. In the bottle, it does have a very masculine kind of like cologne-y sort of vibe, and it does have a slight aquatic feel in the bottle. On the skin, however, it smells like earthy with the soil and the root Smells cold with the lake ice, right? Ambergris is a very common note in aquatics, so it does kind of, it kind of smells like you were running through the forest and you fell in a shallow frozen pond. What were you running from? Your classmate that you just tried to murder? A really fun, very different kind of take on the dark academia vibe. It's, you know, not bookish, but it is sort of like boyish murder adventure, which I'm into. Next chapter is chapter 5, Forest Academia. Once again, I don't really know if this subcategory makes a lot of sense. I really wanted some different kind of fragrances, and I think it's kind of cool. Like I said, there's always a forest. There's always a murder. Have you read Secret History? You tell me that's not Forest Academia, okay? The first fragrance I've chosen for Forest Academia is Rochester by Fantôme. Rich earth, crisp fallen leaves, sweet tobacco, a hint of patchouli, garden tomato, and newly ripened autumn gourds. This is one of my faves from Fantôme. First of all, their bottles they're gorgeous. They are some of the prettiest bottles in the biz. And I was actually lucky enough to get to design the sticker for Fantôme. We worked together. It was literally a dream come true. It was so fucking cool. And when I asked them about the inspiration for Rochester, I had just read Jane Eyre and I was like, oh, Rochester, like Rochester. It's not that. It's about Rochester, New York. However, for our purposes, no, it's not. It's about Rochester from Jane Eyre, Forest Academia. He moves to the tiny little cottage in the woods, right? So it totally works. Oh man, this is so nice. I am such a hoe for tomato leaf. It's like one of my top 2 notes. I fucking love it. Rochester is a beautiful, earthy, green, rich, like late autumn kind of fragrance. Love me a soil note. I'm gonna smell like a little dirty fellow, okay? And this is it. The dirt note is not crazy strong, so like if that is not appealing to you, don't worry. This one, it's mostly a top note and it just kind of adds this beautiful like rich base to the fragrance, but it doesn't like linger too much. You know what I mean? The tomato leaf though, ooh, it's just the crispest, most peppery, beautiful herbal. It's just my favorite herbal note. I love it. I don't get a ton of the gourd note. Pumpkin is kind of a weird note to have when it's not like sweet and spiced. I think it just kind of adds a bit of like an earthy creaminess, which is really lovely. To me, this is more like a dusk forest walk eating a tomato. The second one is Ruslan, also by Fantôme. Now this is from the Russian fairy tale collection, so it is book related, okay? I know that there's a book about this. This has black spruce, smoky opoponax, oud, fresh cedar, hinkoid, dry fir, needles, oak moss, frankincense, and black tea. Love me a tea note. Oh yeah, that's a forest. See, this is a dark forest. Bunny died here. I'm sorry, that was a spoiler. I mean, not really. I would say that's a spoiler, but that literally happened. You know, you find out in the preface, so let me know if you get that reference down below. This is forest when you smell it, okay? It is spruce, it is oak moss, it is dark forest academia. Spruce and fir are very powerful notes. Whenever I smell them in the bottle, it's all that you can smell, but you really have to put them on to get the full experience. Wow, that's more complex than I thought it was. You definitely have the fir needles and that sort of spruce, the earthiness, but it's smoky, it's dark. You're smoking a little hand-rolled cigarette through the forest. Oh my god, it's the scene in Dead Poet Society. Yep. Like I've said before, I love me a little bit of a boyish scent. I love an androgynous fragrance, and this is definitely an androgynous scent. There's no sweetness. There's none. Like, nothing. There's no vanilla. There's nothing. This is earthy. This is dark. This is moody. This is beautiful. To keep on the theme, we've got chapter 6, Venerable, Academia. Yeah, I wasn't really sure what to call this. I liked boyish and androgynous and venerable, so I'm just gonna, it's just a hyphen. It's a long title. Of course, historically, women weren't allowed education, which is pretty fucked up. However, this does contribute to the whole aesthetic of dark academia, which we are busting down. We are breaking that stereotype women, non-binary, transgender, agender, gender fluid, whatever. We can all be dark. We can all be academia, okay? However, I think the boyish aesthetic is, you know, it's just a vibe. I hope I'm not offending anybody. So the first fragrance that I have for venerable slash boyish slash androgynous academia, Headmaster by Poesie. Number 2, pencil shavings, cherry pipe tobacco crumbs, scattered papers, suede elbow patches, a hint of faded cologne. This is also very Dumbledore vibes. I just wore this yesterday, so I already know how much I love it. This one really needed to develop over time. When I first got it, I was like, this is unimpressive. I was kind of bummed. And now, it's so good. It's so fucking good. I feel like a classic gentleman. I feel like a headmistress. Head maestro. If you are really looking for that ancient wizard, gentleman, headmaster, mistress, maestro vibe, this is a really good like beginner jump into that territory. The leather is soft, it's supple, it's a brown, warm leather. And that cherry pipe tobacco, it actually reminds me a lot of my granddad, which is like, I'm not gonna get emotional. He used to collect pipes. He used to smoke them, and then he stopped smoking them because smoking is bad for you, but it looks cool. Oh man, it is making me a little emotional. Oh, I miss him. Okay, so final thoughts on Headmaster. It's a great foray into this type of fragrance. Old academic professor. Very professorial, okay? And the next fragrance I've chosen for boyish androgynous academia is Little and Grim and Tonic. Is that not like the most perfect, like, academia scent? Like, I mean, everyone's alcoholic, of course. You have to be. To be smoking hand-rolled cigarettes, you gotta be drinking your gin or your brandy or your whiskey or your martinis. So, Grim and Tonic by Little and Grim. A G&T, but without the hangover. Crisp, clean, and makes you go, ah, while sprawled on the chaise lounge. Notes include blue spruce, citron, lime, lingonberry, and sparkling tonic. I am a little biased towards this. A gin and tonic or a gin and soda is pretty much the only thing I drink. And I really love how often alcohol is mentioned in dark academia books. I think it's kind of funny. Also, I like me a drink. Can't lie. This is also a very different scent profile from anything that we've had. I kind of wanted to throw it in there as like a little wild card. This is hella clean, hella crisp, and a little boozy. When I first put it on, it does give me laundry vibes immediately because clean scents always do that on me, but it literally takes like 10 seconds before that fades, and it really develops. I'm getting the tonic, the sort of sweet herbaceousness that it has, and like the lingonberry. Is there actually lingonberry in this? I'm definitely getting the citrus and the spruce. The spruce is very strong, heads up. So it does have that foresty energy, but like flipped, and now it's like clean, and it's a bright afternoon. You've been drinking since 2 p.m. You are laying on a picnic blanket out in the sunshine. It's gorgeous. And those are technically all of the chapters in my Dark Academia perfume book. However, there is an epilogue. We have got a couple more honorable mentions / fragrances I either have already talked about, didn't want to mention again, or I didn't want the video to be too long. So I'm just gonna kind of go through them really fast. And there are also a few that I don't have, but I think definitely evoke the vibes, okay? Are these mostly for the names? Yes, of course. Don't be silly. All right, my honorable mentions are Stereoplasm Wild, Sugared Black Plums, Scorching Brandy, Clove, a dollop of spiced vanilla cream, Spilled Ink, Sharp Wit, and Lingering Cologne. Great scent, love it for Christmas. And the name, of course, is perfect, and the graphic I made is fucking great. But the aesthetic I'm here for, the fragrance I think was just a bit too sweet to include in the general catalog. But it's a great fragrance. Next is Little and Grim Telltale, which is a Edgar Allan Poe short story, I believe. This has a taste of feverish autumn, blood pounding, madness rising, a heart thumping beneath a warm wooden floor. Notes of pumpkin, apples, oak leaves, oak moss, cedar, musk, clove, nutmeg, cinnamon, and brown sugar. Oh my god, what a mouthful. This one is also really lovely, and I was considering having an autumn academia, but I had like cozy, and I just felt like the notes were quite similar. So I've put it in honorable mentions. It is amazing. It is a stunning autumn fragrance. It is just everything that you want in an autumn fragrance. It's perfect. Next are a few that I don't have, so I can't review them, but they just have sick names. So we've got Dorian from Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab, which is like one of the oldest perfume houses and one of the most classic, well-known scents. A Victorian fougere with 3 pale musks and dark sugared vanilla tea. Never smelled it. Don't know what it's like. People really fucking love it though. They like They absolutely love it. Next is Alchemia's The Raven. Is this about Poe? I don't know, I think so, but I'm not technically sure. A midnight elixir of shadows and mystery, blended in the dark of the moon. Ebony, heartwood, black amber, black seed, black Bengal cardamom, black ink, nigella, black iris, violet leaves, and leather. Whew. That's kind of a mouthful. People also really love this fragrance. I've never tried it. It sounds dark. Oh, you were still in the bedroom, Bird?
What?
I did not know you were still in the bedroom.
I was not. I just walked in.
Oh.
Is that alright with you?
Yes. The last one, I don't know if I'm going to recommend it or not. And it's my boyfriend, and I do not recommend him at all.
What's up, guys? Welcome back.
Here is the true dark academic. Give me a kiss.
I have to go to my job as, oh my god, as a dark academic.
Whoop.
Got a cute sweater, though.
Yeah, very cute sweater.
Episode sponsored by Nero.
Richard, it's
chocolates.
10 a.m. Don't eat chocolate.
What do you mean? It's noon, almost.
It's almost 1? Okay. Anyway. So the actual last one I was torn about mentioning because the perfume house is now very controversial. I do not recommend buying from them. I think that they're now kind of a scam. Anyway, it's a shame. Really love their fragrances. 1692 is the house in question. Unfortunately, there's been a ton of drama around it, which I will not get into. However, their scent called Baker Street just sounds really good, so I'm just gonna say the notes. It's got Earl Grey tea, dark aged vanilla, sweet tobacco, mahogany chairs, dusty leather-bound books, and a drop of blackest musk. However, you also can't get that perfume anymore because it's like a discontinued fragrance. So since you can't buy it, I just thought I'd mention it. And the last thing I'm gonna say, because I've been filming for like an hour, is there is a house called Little Book Eater, and they do like almost exclusively, I think, book themed perfumes. So there's like one for every character, there's like a ton of them. I've never tried them, and there were so many book related fragrances I couldn't include them all, but I know that is another house that excels in that. And that, my friends, is the end of the Dark Academia perfume story. That's it. That really is it, isn't it? I had so much fun making this. I really miss making perfume videos. I hope to do it some more. I do smell very confusing right now. And with that I say, veni vidi olfaccio. I came, I saw, I sniffed. I smelled. Clearly I did not study the classics. Mom, I know you're watching this and that you studied Latin. Please help me out here. Olfactorus? Odoratus? I think that means I smell bad, which I definitely don't. There are so many other perfume houses that I have not talked about that I just don't have samples for, so I can't mention. I feel kind of bad that I'm leaving out a ton of them. You know, there's Cocoa Pink, there's Wild Ivy, there's Black Hearted Tart. There are just so many, and I'm sorry that I could not include more. But I encourage you to do your own research. Do a little reading. I will leave a few resources below. If you have any fragrances that you would have included, I would love to hear them. And yeah. Oh, I also have a discount code for Nuit Cobalt. It's good up until the end of the year. I don't make any money from it. It's just for you if you want. And with that, I bid you adieu, farewell, whoop.